Gentlemen, let's get right into it. Davis and David, welcome to the fine leg. We refer to David as Bugsy, that's what we used to calling him. Davis will be Davis as former cricket clans captain. So the national team will be in Malaysia. They start playing on the 29th in the Division 4 tournament. Davis, quickly, how are we? How come we're in Division 4? How do we get here? Can you just give us a brief journey of how we go to the Division 4?
Well, the World Cricket League Division 4 is one of the 5 World Cricket League divisions. Those divisions came about after the ICC realized that associate teams needed a lot more exposure. They needed to keep playing regularly. World Cricket Leagues provide a pathway to the World Cup. So Uganda last year we played in the Division 3 tournament we hosted here. Unfortunately, we finished in the bottom 2 out of in a 6-nation tournament and got relegated to go back to Division 4. So in Division 4, we will play, of course, in Malaysia against teams that have gotten promoted from Division 5 and teams that have been at Division 4.
All right. But Division 4 is, well, since we started playing in the World Cricket League in 2001, Division 4 is the lowest we played, right?
Yeah.
We played in some higher divisions, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We played in we were in Division 2 in 2011 and 2015, I think,
Yeah.
if I remember so correctly. Is this what happens when we play in Malaysia? Do we, from Division 4, if we do well, where do we go? If we don't do well, what happens?
Well, of course, the drop to Division 4 is a big drop. It is a massive disappointment to Uganda. The team goes there next week. I think they're going to Malaysia. We hope that they can finish in the top 2. A top 2 finish guarantees us a place back into the Division 3, which I think is slated for later this year. We get back to a tournament where we have been, normally we have done well besides the last one. And we will, as a team or as Uganda, will be hoping we can do well again in that Division 3. But first things first is to get to this Division 4.
Okay, but you watched a bit of the Division 3 here in Kampala. Well, how are your feelings now that we are going into the Div 4? Do you have confidence that we can, bounce back into the Division 3? Our neighbors, Kenya.
First of all, when you say Division 4, it reminds me of the ratings in school. Division 4 wasn't something you'd want to talk about, and it's not a report card you'd want to show your parent. For starters, it was a little bit disappointing given the last time that we hosted when my dear Davis here took a fabulous catch. He had a very good performance against Namibia when they came down here. So when you were to put that side together and you put the one that played recently, it was very disappointing, losing to Hollywood film stars in the making of USA on the last day when we had to cement our Sekafa group of Division 3 because it looks like we were kingpins in that area. But, well, as Davis has said, you have to say bygones are bygones, and we look forward to delivering in Division 4.
True that. There's a change. There's a new. It's a largely different team. I want to say the Division 3 claimed some casualties, so they are not, the selectors have decided to go with a very new team, and there's a change in the leadership of the team. Davis, you don't have any more. You mentioned sometime during this week that you don't have time for the team, and Roger is now the new captain. Roger follows in the footsteps of guys like Joel Oluwenyi, Junior Kwebiha, Akbar Beige, yourself, and then now Roger, the man. Roger is practically one of our best players. I think selectors are using the Australian style that your best player is your captain. What is Roger's style of leadership, Davis? We knew he was a thinker of the game. How does Roger? Does he lead from the front, or does he inspire the people around him to do well?
I think it's a good opportunity for Roger to, besides be the best batter in the side, for him to come out and actually look to lead the side. I think from what I know about Roger, Roger is a hard-working chap. He is a fighter. He has the ability to inspire guys to move in the direction that he probably wants to lead them into. I feel Roger might add an element to the fact that he is going to try and lead from the front. He has done well for Uganda before for a very long time. So I think he's going to use his opportunity to stamp his authority on the side.
Don't you think that will put more pressure on him? Given that you call him the best batsman, now you're putting him back opening number 1.
Unfortunately, they don't look like they have too many options for right now because Roger has played for a very long time. In the side, I think Roger and Frank have probably played the longest. I think the selectors had to go with an element of someone that is experienced enough, especially in the international circuit. Roger is not one that plays a lot under pressure. So I don't think the captaincy will add a lot of pressure to his natural game. I think he will continue to go as hard as he normally does and hope he can get transfer side.
But at some points I don't think experience counts at all, because remember Davis who was in the side with Kamyuka. And Davis didn't have as much experience as Kamyuka, but he was given that.
True that.
I was thinking they didn't
when
give
Davis
Brian
took over the
Masaba.
captaincy, he was largely new in the side. He didn't have
Exactly.
I was
so
on
many.
debut actually.
He was on debut.
Exactly.
when he was
So do
captain.
you think it would be Brian Masaba into there because he's level-headed? He
Yeah.
seems to be the perfect all-rounder. He knows the team inside out. He gives it a perfect mix. I would say he has that Kololo and Chikugo element where you now relate with someone here and someone there. English speaker, Uganda speaker. If you get what I'm
I
saying.
think Brian, totally. You guys make a very good point. I think captaincy doesn't always have to go down to experience or how good the player is. I think it goes down a lot more to player management, the ability to think the game. So you make a good point about Brian. I think Brian ticks off all those boxes about what you look for in a captain. I just feel the side as right now because Uganda right now might have looked for someone they feel one can totally hold up a starting position, which is in Roger Mukasa. They feel I would imagine they wouldn't want to put too much pressure on Brian because Brian is still trying to find his feet in the side. So I just felt they went for them. I feel they went with an element of a safe bet. Yeah, more like a safe
Talking about the team, Bugsy, it's largely a very youthful side. We don't want to say there's too much experience in there, apart from Roger and Franco. And from the corridors, you know Franco may or may not start the game, so it will be on the starting level. It will mainly be Roger, who's the most experienced player. You watched a bit of the Saudi series. You saw the young guys. Are you impressed? Do you think it's time you see as finally turn the page? Fans have been on the case of selectors. Get the young guys in. Young guys are into the team. You watch them during the Saudi series. Do you think they can deliver the holy grail for cricket?
I was impressed with one chap called the opener Sesazi. Let me hope I pronounced it well. Sometimes these accents catch up with us. Because when I look at him as the young Roger coming into the side. Then Roger came in opening. He flipped the whole page. That's when there was Kamyuka still and the whole experience. Like the good thing about
Roger made his debut in 2009 in Argentina.
Exactly. When there's a fresh breath in there, when someone has nothing to lose.
Dow in Australia.
When someone has nothing to lose, they want to impress and all. They get to go there and deliver. The same thing which you saw also with Chove. Chove when he was just fresh into the side. Funny thing is also a left-hand batsman and he's being replaced by Sesazi. The only thing is that he has to be given direction, and that's why I'm happy that Roger is there now opening. Away from coming in number 3, yet he was de facto number 1 or number 2 because remember the wickets were always falling. It was just a matter of time. So he's the one who caught my eye.
The wicketkeeper, Freda Chelam, is new in the side as well.
Shaky hands. I think my former captain at school level, Dennis Musali, would do better. But
today is a long gone.
But I'm not a selector. And it looks like they are trying a gamble of way back. You even get to see the selection process. The captains always stand out to be the best batsmen on the side.
Yeah.
When you look at Joel, when you look at Kwediha.
You're a man who has been in there, you're now outside, but you still have an idea of what the player, who the players are. Who do you feel in Malaysia will be, who will carry us? In 2013, you carried the team, you are the player of the series. In 2015, Roger was the player of the series in Malaysia. There should be someone who stands out. I mean, in Nepal, Paras does that for them. So we need someone to carry out the team. Much as guys who you want, it's a collective effort, but someone has to put his hand up.
Well, personally, I wouldn't really read too much into the fact that actually 3 Ugandans have picked up the player of the series accolade of the Division 3. I wouldn't read too much in it because largely it is very dependent on the team effort. You need guys to take the catches, you need guys to bat well with you. So I just feel that is more of the Ugandan style. I can't handpick an individual to actually do well for us and pick up the player of the series award. I just heavily feel it will be a very, very team effort, team collection effort.
Okay, without Shazad, how do we do this, Bugsy? There's been rumor that he can't make it because of work commitments. Yeah, he's been he has added some skill to our middle order. Do you think, who do you think will be his perfect replacement before the team leaves next week?
My first reaction when I heard that, I was like, man, we're going to the police, we're in trouble. But anyways, you just have to pick one. The good thing we have someone like Afridi. Afridi is the only guy who got us a century when we were hosting down here. And now he's showing fine form when it comes to bowling, replacing making us to forget about Davis, the stone man.
Yeah.
So I think he'll come up to the, and as Davis has said, it's all about teamwork. It's all about teams, because Arsenal then, when we get into football,
Without Shazad, we miss
Yep.
about 50 runs in the team. So that is, if we was to score 200, we are 150. So who do we replace in the team, Davis? Who do you think can, of the guys who are either not in the side or on the reserves,
Yeah.
who can be his perfect replacement?
As I said earlier again, I just feel that most of our runs as well, going back into it, they have been massively team effort contributions from players. I just feel definitely Shazad, if he doesn't go Shazad, if he doesn't make the trip, of course it will be a big loss to the side, because he provides that extra element of experience and technical know-how, what is required. I just feel that the fact that the guys have been practicing, the guys have probably gone through a couple of situations a number of times. I want to feel that any of the guys that should be on the bench should be able to come into the side and step up.
We're looking at the opposition in Malaysia. We play Malaysia and Bermuda in our first two games. I feel those are people who've been there playing with us, and they've been at the same level as we've been compared to all the other nations. Davis, took us through the opposition. Who do you think, apart from Vanuatu, I think we pretty much played all the other guys. Who do you think will really give us
My
a run for our money?
10-year experience in World Cricket League is, for me, the massive focus needs to be in the first game.
Yeah.
The first game sets up your entire campaign. So I think the game against Malaysia for Uganda will be the biggest in the tournament. If we can get past Malaysia, who are the hosts, unfortunately for us, if we can get past Malaysia in that game, I think we shouldn't find too much difficulty with the rest of the sides.
Okay. Bugsy, you've looked at the fixture. The games are back to back with little or no rest between the games. I'm sure you don't know all these guys, Vanuatu, Jersey, and what you've never
man,
even
that
heard
sounds
of them.
like Gujarat.
But do you think if we maybe lose our first game, can we bounce back?
Hopefully not. But
Can we bounce back? Do we have the bounce back ability in our side?
I'll speak through experience. Before we had earmarked countries like Canada. Canada was our only threat, but we were surprised that the team like Oman came up, and even when it came to the best two teams, there was a serious competition. All I have to say is that we take each game at a time. Never know that Jersey may end up becoming a problem.
Just
on our
very strong
Jersey
side. Just so
altogether.
they have a lot of players in the county, on the county circuit, so they are a very, very good.
Where's
company.
Jersey for our?
Jersey is in Europe.
Is it the state in the US? There's New Jersey.
It
No,
reminds me
I
of
think
Jersey
it's an
Shore.
island at the coast of the UK.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Vanuatu is one of the
East Asia Pacific.
East Asia Pacific.
Yes.
If you know where PNGs and
Samoa, Fiji, New
you
Zealand,
find
down there.
Vanuatu around there. Denmark, we know them they are more famous for Christian Eriksen, the Tottenham footballer.
More of Bentner, but anyway, let's
But they are now in World Cricket League. Are they a decent side?
Denmark have been in the World Cup League, especially between Division 4 and 3 for a while. They have a couple of players that have as well played in the English circuit. They have a player called Amjad Shazad, if I'm not mistaken. He played for England. He played Test cricket for England. So Denmark are not the side that you're going to obviously push over.
What are the conditions like in Malaysia? What should we expect? Is it windy? Is it do we
humid.
ball a lot of speed?
Yeah,
or
well,
something?
it's been a couple of years since, of course, we were there, but it was very, very humid. The wickets seemed more like any of what the Ugandan tracks will provide. I just feel the guys that played in that tournament, fortunately, a couple of them are going back. I don't think the conditions will be too different from what we had here.
Okay, through the years, we start in 2001. Our team always relied on a lot of pace bowling, but as we've gone through the times, we've tended towards we don't have that pace bowler anymore. We tended towards spin. There was yourself, Davis, Franco, Emerson Yondo with Shazad. We bowl a lot of spin.
Yeah.
Is that going forward? Is that how the cricket cranes are going to be playing?
I don't think so. I think the fact that Bilal Khan is in the side, I think he provides that fast bowling option and a very good fast bowling option. I also think there's an option in Riyazat. Riyazat obviously who will also be in the starting lineup. Kenneth Weiss, if he gets a chance. I think those provide an element of swing bowling and some fast bowling as an option. Traditionally, we didn't have much of that option after Kamika left. So I just feel a guy like Bilal, this is the time for him to step up.
All right.
But I think even globally,
Yeah.
spin has taken over. Gone are the days
Yeah,
of
the
people
number one T20 bowler
putting
is
the other
what?
bowler.
The top five actually spinners.
Top five spinners.
bowlers,
Yeah.
yeah.
Rashid Khan, Sunil Narayan.
Top
They are
five.
the guys who
Shahab.
can turn a game for you. So
So I think the wave has come from all the way from Australia down to Uganda. So something we have to just embrace.
But what do you think? Are we getting out of Malaysia successful, or shall we be? Next time we come back on this show, are we going to be on a post-mortem, or we are going to be talking about going forward?
I'm still nursing a broken heart, but being a patriot that I am, either way I'll still say Uganda will come off victorious. We shall top the group and we shall look into Division 3 and tap Kenya a little bit, our homies, when we're back there. You see, so a game at a time.
Davis, what are the chances of the team in Malaysia?
Well, I hope the next time we're here will be popping champagne, of course, as a Ugandan. But I don't think it will be that easy. I think the tournament will be very difficult, not just for Uganda, but for all the teams. As a Ugandan, I hope we can get through this Division 4. We need to get past the sadness that came in Division 3.
The youthful side, is this the future of the cricket craze? Are we seeing Davis coming in back there, and Lawrence somewhere, or Arthur Chove? Is this the future?
I think for Davis it's time. It's good now he's back in school studying law. All he has to do is to master his law and see how to put it into cricket, and make sure that when we get to put our debates up there in ICC, we get to put up good debates and we say, okay, this is time for more countries to be put into the top 10. It's high time. Stop playing divisions here. Gone are the colonial days. Stop phasing us out. And I think it's not yet time for people like Chove. Actually, I think Chove should be coming into the side, given that Awan Shazad isn't into the system, but let the groups grow, and more exposure for the team, the better.
Davis, is this the future?
I think it could be. You could say yes, it is a future, because there's an element of transition. I just feel the fact that we guys, you're calling the old guys, I think if the older guys can stay around the setup, I think it provides options to the selectors. At the end of the day, you'll get a chance of having to pick a 14 that are best on form and not just on experience or names.
All right, you've heard it from the... I don't know what to add. You've heard it from the experienced Davis Karashani. David Mwonge has given us his perspective as a fan, and what he looks forward to, and he wishes the team well in Malaysia. The team plays its first game against Malaysia on the 29th of March. Keep following our social pages for all updates from the team in Malaysia. We wish them well, and we hope that next time we're watching the final leg, we'll be talking about how many runs Roger scored, and we'll be probably celebrating Bilal Hassan being the man of the series of the tournament. So thank you for watching. Keep sharing the video, and we'll see you next time.